Kakarot's body has been stolen by Zamasu, though Vegeta is somewhat prepared, even though he's not sure what Kakarot Black's plan is this time because things are still going differently. We'll cover that and more in the 6th part of What If Vegeta Was Reborn. Vegeta tries to locate Kakarot Black, and eventually, the imposter does return, with a newfound confidence as well. Vegeta's not going to be able to defeat him this time, but Vegeta begs to differ. Without even transforming, he simply lifts up a hand, using a Hakai on Kakarot Black, and it works. His body's completely destroyed, and it looks like that's that. Vegeta feels kind of bad about it because he just destroyed Kakarot's body, but they could easily wish for another one back. Hopefully that resolved all the issues here. Vegeta places 2 fingers on his forehead and gets ready to teleport back home. But then, a Keyblade pierces him through the back. At the very last second he moves out of the way, not suffering critical damage, but that was foolish of him to be caught off guard. While powered down no less, he looks back and sees Kakarot Black, fully regenerated. Vegeta says he's not going to get a lucky attack like that again. Though Vegeta's adrenaline is pumping, that was the first time he got close to death in a while. He got a little too careless there, even with his great strength. But he could immediately tell what's happened. He knows why Kakarot Black retreated. He wished to become immortal, didn't he? That's exactly right. Vegeta instantly powers up into Ultra Ego. Immortality doesn't matter if he's not strong enough to win here. And he lets Zamasu know something. His Zero Mortals plan failed before. The reason he knows about Zamasu wishing for immortality is because that already happened. Kakarot Black's a bit confused. What does he mean? Zuno told him everything about Kakarot, but he didn't hear any of this. And Vegeta chuckles. He should have asked Zuno about him, and maybe Zuno wouldn't have even known about this. But he explains what happened, how he was reborn, and how some other guy did this to him. Not only did he experience this already, but they won last time. Zamasu's not going to win here. This just serves to make Zamasu even angrier. First, knowing what happened previously, mortals were time traveling. He stole Kakarot's body in another timeline, though he was called Goku there for some reason, and he still ended up failing, even after teaming up and fusing with an immortal Zamasu. But not just that, hearing that there's some guy out there messing with time, clearly not some sort of godly figure, but one who's reversing an entire reality, creating a whole new continuity if anything. At least that's what Vegeta theorizes happened. Who do these mortals think they are? Traveling through time, messing with continuities, basically creating their own new realities. The fight he had previously with Raditz and Vegeta destroying him on top of that really did help him grow, not to mention the anger he's feeling right now. He hasn't had Kakarot's body for long, he barely has any control of it, but maybe this will help. He tries his best to power up to his maximum, and he sort of succeeds. He doesn't tap into a ton of power right away, but he is able to transform quickly. Vegeta's a bit surprised too. Kakarot Black shows off Ultra Instinct, though it's a different version of it. One that Vegeta kinda does remember. True Ultra Instinct. It looks like Omen, but it's a version of Ultra Instinct where Kakarot Black can fully make use of his emotions. His rage right now is actually blocking the complete one, and even if he wasn't enraged, it takes more than just mastering Kakarot's body to just get Ultra Instinct. But at the very least, the body does somewhat remember the feeling of it, allowing Kakarot Black to transform into this. It's not perfect, not even close, but this'll be enough to win here. Kakarot's body is so acclimated to Ultra Instinct that it makes it easy. Vegeta smirks, glad to have a decent fight. Very well then, they could fight like this. But he tells Kakarot Black once more that it's going to be a pretty fruitless endeavor. The two of them are on an alien planet right now, and the fight ascends out into space. Kakarot Black's immortal body allows him to survive out here. As for Vegeta, he's grown to adapt to this. This is a weakness he never overcame in his past life. With how much time he's had to prepare and how strong he's grown, let's throw him a bone, he could survive in space now. Only when using his godly forms, though. Vegeta has to put in some effort, but he's not really trying too much. Meanwhile, Kakarot Black is trying with all of his might. And Vegeta knows it's kind of pointless to try and hurt him because not only is he going to grow stronger, just like Goku Black did, but he's immortal, so it's not like it's going to really do anything. And maybe if this fight drags on for a while and he just kills Kakarot Black a couple times, that guy could probably catch up to him, or at least get somewhat close. He partially expected the immortality, so he already did enact a plan. He just has to lure Kakarot Black to Earth, which is exactly what he does. He tells Kakarot Black there's no way he's going to kill him. He would have been better off starting on his planet, and Kakarot Black says that's a good idea. Vegeta acts surprised, like he said something stupid and regrets it, but nope, Kakarot Black fell for his trap. The doppelganger teleports to Earth, and pretty much immediately when he gets there, he's surrounded by a group of Saiyans. Raditz, Nappa, Bardock, and Broly start fighting him all at once. He's still outmatched here, even with Ultra Instinct. After all, it's a 4v1 with 3 of them having Super Saiyan Blue evolution and one of them being Broly. Broly alone would be enough. But he keeps fighting, realizing that this will just help him grow. But really, they're just trying to buy some time. Suddenly, he's swept up by a wave of energy, and just like that, he's sealed away. Kakarot's standing there, victorious. He's surprised that worked, but how is he supposed to get his body back now? That's the annoying part. Vegeta teleports back in, and he's glad to see that his plan worked out. When Kakarot Black first retreated, Vegeta knew that immortality might be in the picture, so he asked Kakarot to go back to Roshi and try and learn a new technique, but it turns out Kakarot had already learned this technique, the Mafuba. Since Kakarot was already so strong to begin with, when he went back to train with Roshi, he was a lot more technique focused, so he actually learned this many years ago, he just hadn't used it yet. Which is good, that means they didn't have to wait for anything. All Vegeta had to do was lure Kakarot Black back here, and if he was immortal, they'd win. If he wasn't immortal, Vegeta could have just killed him. In terms of restoring the damage Zamasu dealt, thankfully he hadn't really done too much yet. He just killed Gowasu, and he stole Kakarot's body, but those are both easily fixed. Shin is able to travel through time, getting another pair of Super Dragon Balls just to restore Kakarot's body. It's pretty much a thank you to Vegeta for saving everything once again. Meanwhile, a wish to any regular Dragon Balls would be enough to actually restore Gowasu, so they just do that and everything's back to normal. Though, Gowasu's obviously a bit shaken, and so is Kakarot. That was so weird being in a Kai's body. What are the other Saiyans training for? Well, Raditz is basically trying to copy Vegeta. Ultra Ego seems like it might be the best for him, and he's gotten used to Hakai's right now, but he hasn't gotten the form just yet. Nappa's doing the same thing, and he still has his rivalry with Bardock. The two of them are going down different paths because Nappa is trying to go down the Ultra Ego path as well. As for Bardock, he wasn't really too sure what to go for because he felt like neither Ultra form really suited him, but he decided to follow Kakarot instead. He might be able to clear his mind and spirit enough to actually get that, and it seems like a pretty nice ability to have. He's not exactly suited for it perfectly, so it's probably going to take a little bit longer for him. But that is what he's pursuing. And everyone's going to have a chance to show off their power soon because there's a whole tournament about power coming up. The Tournament of Power is announced because the Universe X tournament still happened. The team is very easy to form. Vegeta, Kakarot, Gohan, Trunks, Bardock, Raditz, Nappa, Broly, Gine, and Paragus. Bra wanted to join too, but Vegeta says she might be too inexperienced for this. Still, hearing her ambition makes him a really proud father, especially the fact that she grew up as a fighter too, alongside having Bulma's smarts. If they needed another member, they also could have gotten Piccolo. Piccolo has still kind of kept to himself, but he's cooled down ever since the Majin Piccolo stuff. He's not really that strong, but he makes appearances here and there, and he basically tells himself that he's trying to kill everybody, but really, it's just unexpected sparring matches. Like a pop quiz for fighting. He's not a serious threat anymore, he is essentially an ally. They just hope he doesn't find out about this because then he's gonna get really pissed. He'll feel left out. Anyways, in the tournament, they're pretty much good as is. Vegeta knows going into this that they're gonna be fine. Of course, if the tournament was just Vegeta on the team, then they'd win alone with that. Even if it was just Kakarot alone, or Broly alone, they could have won. Any of those three individually probably could have soloed this tournament. Now, as for the other two, they might have not been able to defeat every single fighter here on their own, but they definitely could have won for Universe 7 at the very least, fighting the strongest of the strong in every other universe. He's not expecting them to win a 1v70, although maybe Vegeta could do that. Either way though, their team is overkill. Vegeta decides to sit back, basically pulling what Jiren did the first time. This is kinda nice. He gets to just sit there and meditate for 40-something minutes, and if people try to fight him, he could just one-shot them. At least most of the fighters. Jiren does end up noticing this, and he gets a little ticked off to see Vegeta copying him. He doesn't know if Vegeta's actually arrogant or if he truly has the same level of strength he has, though Jiren doesn't even end up fighting Vegeta. Nappa and Raditz decide to face him, and they show off their new power, each transforming into Ultra Ego. They're definitely lower on the totem pole in comparison to Vegeta, because they only just got this form, so it's nothing too crazy. But the two of them combined is going to be more than enough to take on Jiren, surprisingly. Kakarot kinda does his thing, going around fighting and not using Ultra Instinct too much. Anything higher than that would make the fights not as fun. As for Gohan and Trunks, they get to showcase a power of their own. At some point, Vegeta realized that Elder Kai was still sealed away in the Z-Sword, so he simply went to the Sacred World of Kai, grabbed the Z-Sword with pretty much no effort, and then broke it in half. Shin and Kibito were mortified when they saw this, but Vegeta said to calm down, as Elder Kai then showed up. The reason he did this is because, first of all, it's a nice thing to do, but mainly it was a selfish reason. He wanted Elder Kai to use his ritual on Trunks, and also Gohan, but mostly Trunks. He's looking out for his family more than anyone, but he knows Gohan is going to benefit from that power as well. So both of them have their ultimate forms, and they use that here in the tournament. Vegeta is curious, though. Gohan has definitely trained way more in this life, and with his ultimate form, he's much stronger than Gohan was here. Gohan and Trunks at this point are much stronger than Gohan and Canon here. But he wonders about the Beast form. He knows Gohan can get it, and he's not going to give him the answers right away, but he told him that there's an awakening deeper than the ultimate form. He wonders if Trunks is going to get it, though, because they really knew nothing about Beast. He doesn't know if it's Gohan exclusive, or if it's just Ultimate Hybrid Saiyan exclusive, in which case maybe his son can get it. That remains to be seen. Gine and Paragus have Super Saiyan Blue. They're pretty strong on their own, but since they're not really dedicated to training too much, that's why they are where they are. Paragus has actually already started to hit his rapid aging. He's definitely the weakest on the team by far, and the only reason he replaced Tarble here is because he realized that he's not going to have many other chances to fight in his life anymore. This will basically be a last hurrah for him, before he's permanently retired. He never fought too much in this scenario in general because, after getting back from Vampa, he preferred a more peaceful life. But he still yearns to fight occasionally. Tarble is at the same level, but he's obviously not in this tournament. He was never really a fighter in his previous life, and he's not really one here. He just has that strength basically as a safeguard in case someone does try to fight him. He doesn't mind being excluded here. Broly is Broly. I mean, he's obviously going to be really strong, even with his diminishing gains. Still, even though he's not constantly growing at a crazy rate like he initially did, he does grow faster than the others. And he uses Super Saiyan 3 here, at least his own version of it with green hair. And as for Bardock, he showcases Ultra Instinct Omen in this tournament. Just like Raditz and Nappa, he only tapped into this recently, and he's going to develop a lot slower than Kakarot did because it's not too suited for him, but he's slowly adjusting his fighting style for it. He's still got a good chunk of time before his rapid aging, but he wants to make the most of his time before he does reach that point like Paragus. Universe 7 wins the tournament pretty easily, and Vegeta is shocked to hear that he's not the MVP. Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. He was the leader of the team, but he didn't really get too many eliminations because he wanted everyone else to get a chance to fight. The MVP is, to everyone's surprise, Guinea. Everyone else got some big-ticket eliminations, besides Paragus, but Guinea was focused on quantity. She fought a lot of weaker fighters, and with Super Saiyan Blue, that was more than enough. She actually had a total of 9 eliminations, which is more than anyone on the team, and that's nearly an entire team's worth of fighters she eliminated. So she's the MVP, and Vegeta's not worried at all about the wish, because he told them all beforehand what to say. Guinea would have done this anyways. All the other universes are restored. Following the tournament, Beerus requests that Vegeta come to his planet. The reason he's here is because it's been a while since they fought. Vegeta is supposed to be his rival after all, and Beerus has been training himself, which kinda comes as a shock to Vegeta. In his past life, Beerus didn't really train that much, but he guesses it kinda makes sense. Beerus has given some guidance to Raditz and Nappa recently, but that was only within like the last year. Most of their training for Ultra Ego was under Vegeta. Whis was training Bardock and Kakarot. Beerus has been pretty much MIA. Vegeta just assumed that he was sleeping a bunch, but no. He's purposely been training in secret. The entire time, he was inside Whis' staff. The reason he requested to train in there is because Whis would be able to block his ki. No one could sense him training. No one would know that Beerus is growing. It's basically a test of how driven Vegeta is. Was he still training himself even though he didn't realize Beerus was training? Or is he going to be shocked to see that Beerus is still a lot stronger than him? Vegeta smirks. He's really glad to hear that because that means they could have a good fight. He was worried. He kept training. He kept growing stronger. And Vegeta assumes that at his current level, he could have beat Beerus. But hearing that Beerus has grown himself, that changes things. Maybe he's not stronger than Beerus. Maybe he is. There's only one way to find out. The other Saiyans come to the planet to watch. This is going to be a pretty big spectacle after all. Beerus powers up. He tells Vegeta he's not going to start at 100% right away. Though, to Vegeta, it looks like Beerus is fully powered up. He's using 100% of his strength, in his base at least. Is Beerus insinuating that he has some sort of other power locked away? Beerus tells Vegeta that's exactly the case. It's a power he's very familiar with too. He wants to see if Vegeta could draw it out of him. Vegeta looks over at Whis, who shares a knowing smile. He sees now. Beerus has trained for Ultra Instinct, hasn't he? Beerus says it's not fully complete yet, but he asks Vegeta to not hold back. Fine. Vegeta powers up, showing a new form that he's unlocked years ago. He hasn't really gotten to use it against anyone. It looks not really that different from other forms. It essentially looks like Super Saiyan Blue with a different shade of hair, and Vegeta tells Beerus what he's been working on. This form is called Ultra Blue Evolution. If you guys saw the Reborn Goku story, it's the same exact thing that happened there. Except in that story, Goku is using Ultra Instinct with his other forms. Here, Vegeta is using Ultra Ego with his other forms. Essentially what Vegeta is doing here is stacking Ultra Ego with Blue Evolution. He could do this with every other form too. Like he could do Ultra Super Saiyan, for example. Or if he did it with Super Saiyan 3, that would be Ultra Ultra Vegeta 1. That's his favorite name. So this gives him the multiplier of the other forms, stacked with the power of Ultra Ego. Beerus is excited, and once this match concludes, Whis also has some news for the both of them too. But with that, we'll leave off here for now. What'd you guys think about this part? What's gonna happen next? Leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.